right. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm actually headed to work today. It is a Thursday. The Cowboys play at 3:30. I wanted to get to the house so I can go to work. And I got on my app this morning, Google Calendar, and it said, it's saying me, I don't know if anybody uses Google Calendar, because I use it like it's my last thing, and it said, go to property, pick up wood and burn it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my property here in Azle, Texas, where I'm moving pretty soon. Hopefully by January I'm there. And I want to tell everybody that this app, Google Calendar, it's an extraordinary app. I don't know if anybody uses it, but I use it like it's going out of style. I put all my jobs on the Google Calendar. I send the jobs to my contractors. I send them all to the contractors that work with me. And that's really how I communicate with most of the contractors in the DFW area. And this morning I turned on my phone and it set an advertisement for Workies, and I was just like, oh geez. And then there was one for Jobber, and again I was just like, please dude, go away. These apps, why are we buying them? Why are we buying these apps? I have no idea why we have so much money invested in these apps. I hope people realize, especially junk removal companies that just started, and they're not even companies, they're just owners, right? They're like mom and pops. So why are mom and pops businesses opening and buying apps? They're opening their business, and then automatically they think they need something like, Autopilot or Workies or Jobber or whatever job. I have no idea what Jobber does anyway. I've never known what they do, and I really don't care. But they open these apps thinking that they're going to change the business. I guarantee you, if I go and I buy an application like Workies, here's what's going to happen. I go buy Workies, and the next day I'm still going to be in the truck. It's not going to innovate me not stopping from being in the truck. There's no innovation in buying one of these apps, and it's going to stop you from being inside your truck. You're still going to be inside your truck. Let me tell you something, guys. One of the reasons why, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ricardo. I own junkguysdfw.net. I'm a junk removal service here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I also own Junk Guys Arlington, Junk Guys Aledo, and junkguysfrisco.com. We're in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Rio Grande Valley, Los Angeles. We're pretty much spread around. One thing I want to tell you is that we did it easy using common sense to grow this business. We all use Google Calendar. We don't go outside and buy an app to try to help us build our business. That's ridiculous. I don't know how something on a phone is going to help us build and innovate our business to like an app. How an app, a junk removal app, is going to help us innovate and build our business into something incredible. I don't see it. So I've been in this business for 19 years, and there's a lot of people that use these applications. There's a lot of people that use the apps to help further their business, and I'm really wondering if it has. I'm really wondering if these applications that they use have helped them innovate their business. And maybe I just don't understand how Workies and Autopilot and Jobber and all those work. I have no idea. Maybe I just don't know how they work. But I use, of course, my app in Google Task and Google Calendar to help me on daily advances, right? It helps me just keep track of everything that I do. It helps my business. And I'd be surprised if any of these applications, like Workies, has helped you do less work, I guess. I just don't see it. Since I've used Google Calendar and Google Task, it hasn't helped me grow my business any better. It's made it easier. If that makes any sense. And I want to talk to all these newcomers in this business and all the people exiting this business, okay? Let me zoom up. I like to zoom up. I want to talk about all the people that just started junk removal. The people that have been in this business for 3 months or 6 months or a year. Do not be seduced or tricked into buying anything online that will help your business when it comes to app relation. It'll help you streamline your business. It'll help you innovate your business. It'll help you grow your business. How? Where is the sophistication in something ridiculously like that? I have no idea. And they charge $40 or $50 a month when you can put that money into something else. You can put that money into anything else other than that. I'll tell you something. I run about 3 businesses, and every one of these businesses, we're successful in all of them. I run my haunted house. I'm successful. I run my junkyard, my junk removal service. It's successful. I run my small franchises across the U.S. I mean, they're not even franchises; they're just commission accounts across the U.S. They all work for me, and then I have my YouTube channel that works. I don't see how these apps are going to help your business as a newcomer. Stay away from them, guys. Back off as much as you can. Do not be seduced into buying this crap. Use common sense, man. Jesus. And I think that's something that we all lack in this business sometimes. Sometimes in this business, we all lack common sense. And it's embarrassing. So I'm right here to my right. Right here to my right, I'm passing Richie Bros. I passed Richie Bros. Richie Bros is an auctioneer, okay? They auction, they just auction stuff. Vehicles, trucks, diesels. I just drove by right now, and there's 2 junk removal trucks, the NPRs parked over here, from the same company. I'm not going to mention which company it is, but let me just tell you, they're a big company, a huge company. They make the millions and millions of dollars every year. There's not a lot of cars out today. You know, as you start your junk removal journey, beware you stay away from these apps. Beware that you take care of the things that are important to your business, that are less expensive, but are also more relatable to the things that you want to do in your business. For instance, you know, as I grow my junk removal business and I excel in my junkyard haunted house, I want to be sure that everybody realizes the simplicity of the business. I answer the phones and I go to work. There was not a lot of innovation in what I did. I think people like complicating things. I think one of the biggest things that I have is a very successful website. I have a very, very successful website. A website that is a perennial powerhouse to whatever I do. Now on the Junkyard Haunted House, that's a little secondary, right? That's a little different. The Junkyard Haunted House, I don't concentrate as much as I can on the Junkyard Haunted House, on the social media, that I need to, like I do my junk removal service. Yeah. And I guess like next year when I start my haunted house in August, I'm going to concentrate a lot more in August with my haunted house and my junk removal service, and make it more suitable for my junk removal service, to be more promising during the slow time for me, not doing junk removal. You know, I don't do a lot of junk removal when I have my haunted house. I keep it dormant, and I do a few jobs, but not really anything that's that important. You know, I have friends in this business that always tell me things that are always surprising to me. I'm always like, God, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do something like that? Well, I'm glad I didn't do that. I think a lot of things are like, I'm glad I didn't do that. I think that's one of the biggest things. I have a friend right now who owns a successful junk removal business that grew his business with junk removal. He grew his business with junk removal into 2 trucks, 2 employees, and himself. He had enough money to save up for his house. He had enough money to save and buy a car for his wife. And lately, he's neglected his junk removal business and started another business. And he's been hurting in junk removal because he neglected his business. He actually, this is what he's done. He's actually left his junk removal business and let his employees run that business. He has left his employees to run that business. And he just stepped aside from something that got him there. His junk removal business is what got him there. And he stepped aside and let his employees run it. And I'm going to tell you something. They have not been doing a good job of it. Having a conversation with them lately, he said, we're not making any money. Things are slow. We're missing out on a lot of estimates. I'm going to tell you guys, that's the reality. That is the reality of junk removal. You stop paying attention to your junk removal business and you let employees that don't care run your junk removal business. That is exactly what happens. Exactly what happened. You neglected it. And now you're paying the price of slow times. You're paying the price of not getting the business that you were getting before because you missed out on a lot of estimates. You missed out on a lot of jobs. And now you're not making that income. By the way, about 2 years ago, he was doing this business by himself and he was making good money. Anytime that he needed help, he just hired a friend of his. Well, now his friend took over the business. He still owns it. The friend does not own it. He still owns it. But now he's hurting for money. And I tell him every day, he goes, I just got all these expenses and I'm buying this, I'm buying that. I'm like, bro, you're the one that did that to yourself. You're the one that did it to yourself. You're the one that took on these extra expenses. Nobody else did it, bro. You did. And I don't understand why you did it. He even uses like autopilot. He bought himself another car. He bought his wife a car. He got a house. I'm like, how did you afford all this stuff? You went with junk removal, and that's the one business that you're neglecting right now, which is incredible to me. It's just incredible to me. The one business that got him there, he neglects it. I want people to realize that once you start hiring employees, they don't take care of stuff. They can care less about your business. They just want to get their paycheck every Friday. That's all they want. I think there's a misunderstanding on the appreciation of an employee having a job and an employee's appreciation of running a business for you. They don't care. They don't appreciate anything they get. They don't care. And that's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. I hope this video reaches out to people so they can grab the information and use it as an advantage. I've been doing this so long, I know what I'm talking about. Having veteran experience in junk removal and telling my people the ups and downs of this business is a huge advantage. And me giving advice is a huge advantage to anyone out there. I hope people understand that the advice that I give them comes from experience. It doesn't come out just spitting out of my mouth. It comes from experience, man. Been there, done that. I know exactly what it takes. All right, guys, you have a wonderful morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out of here.